If your company uses Slack, you probably just received an email that is amazing. Congratulations. This is exciting because it's a compliance email. And I know you probably deleted it and it's sitting in your trash can somewhere, but go back, undelete it, read it right after you watch this video because this email actually matters, especially if you're doing business or want to do business with the federal government. Slack is asking some organizations whether their data needs to stay inside a FedRAMP-authorized system. And before you say, hold up, we're not a federal agency, or even we're not working with the federal government yet. This is important because if you're a government contractor, subcontractor, or business handling, or even think you might handle sensitive federal information, this probably still applies to you. And here's a short version. Slack says it's working toward moving customer support data into Salesforce commercial support infrastructure. That infrastructure is not within a FedRAMP authorized boundary. This is a big no-no. Now, Slack is clear. This is about support data, not your normal Slack workspace messages. So your day-to-day Slack conversations are not the focus of this specific change. The issue is what happens when someone opens a support ticket. This is because support data can include support cases, communication, files, screenshots, images. You get what goes in through a Slack support message. In other words, this is the stuff that people send when something breaks, and everyone suddenly becomes very generous with screenshots and the information that it releases. And support tickets are sneaky. They feel harmless, casual, administrative. I get it. You get it. We've all been there. But a support ticket can include a screenshot of a government project channel, a user list, SSO changes, error logs. It goes on and on and on and on, but especially when it gets to PII, CUI, and even PHI type data. And once that information is pasted, uploaded, it may now live in the vendor support system. And that's the key point. The compliance risk is not Slack itself, at least it's probably not. It may be the support conversations about what's happening with Slack. That is a part many business owners are missing. So why is Slack doing this? Well, Slack says the move is part of an effort to enhance and standardize the customer experience and pave the way for future success plans. Really, they're trying to say this is going to be better support, more consistent service, and future support improvements. But there is a trade-off. If your organization does not require FedRAMP for support data, Slack says no action is required. But remember, if you're going after government contracts, you may not need it now. It doesn't mean you won't need it later. However, if your organization does require FedRAMP to support your data, your Slack primary owner must notify Slack by August 16th, 2026. That's why you need to undelete that email because it has this type of information. And if you have multiple Slack workspaces or organizations, each one may need to be reviewed separately because apparently compliance loves a sequel. And here's what you need to do now. First off, identify who owns each Slack workspace. Slack says the primary owner is the person who submits the declaration. Second, review your contracts. Look for terms like FedRAMP, CUI, FCI, DFARS 252.204-7012. List goes on. We got a longer article that I will post in the link below that gives you a ton of information that you could just skip. Third, you need to ask yourself a practical question. Could anyone on your team send sensitive government, customer contract, security, or regulated information to Slack support? If the answer is yes, do not treat this as a simple admin setting. Bring in legal, compliance, contracts, IT, security. You get it. This is actually kind of a big deal to get your hands around. Fourth, you need to train your team on support ticket hygiene. Redact screenshots, limit attachments. Don't paste sensitive logs. Don't casually drop government project names into vendor portals like it's a group chat because support is not outside compliance. Support can often be where protected data quietly escapes. And the big lesson here is simple. Support data is still data. If your business handles federal or regulated information, you need to know not only where your main systems store data, but where your support tickets, screenshots, logs, and attachments go when something goes wrong. Slack's notice is a reminder to review your SaaS vendors, your support workflows, and your internal policies, because this probably won't be the last email that you receive like this, which comes down the pike. This is compliance. It can be expensive, but usually more expensive if you don't get your hands around it immediately. So thanks for watching. If you need any more type of guidance on federal contracting, stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel. It really helps us. And also, we have a more detailed article. Post the link in the comments below. As always, if you got any questions, we try to answer them as all of them come in. Thanks for watching.